Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Good morning. Good morning. Zen, right out of the gate. There he is. Thank you, my Zen. Yes, admitted. Let's go. Good morning, everybody. How we doing on this glorious Sunday? How are we doing on this glorious Sunday? Hello, They Wish. How are you? Hello, Mr. McGarvey. Jay Heat. I know the market's not open. How we doing, everybody? Good morning, Bill Boyles admitted. Let's go. We got what is that thing called? We got the cheering crab this morning. You're watching from the afterlife. How is it over there? Is it good? Rolex, no, futures are open, man. Boy, the market ripped up. Went up 1,000 points in under a minute. Good morning, user. Hello. Hello. Let's go. Tap, 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 tap. We got to get over 200,000 today. All right. We didn't even break 100,000 yesterday. This is the after market movement. After. You got to put three afters in there. You have the after, then the after, and then the after. Hello, there he is, Ange. Hello, my Ange. How are you? We don't care about the news, FCT. We don't care about the news. You trade the news, you lose. Remember that over and over. You know how many accounts are going to be ruined tomorrow? What percentage of accounts do you think are going to be ruined tomorrow? You think 50% of traders? 40%? Huh? 30%? What do you guys got? What percentage? Good morning, Trinity. Hello, Miss Terry. 35, 60, 40, 50. I'm going to say around 40%. 40% of amateurs are going to blow up their account tomorrow. About 40. Yep. 4 out of 10 are going to do it. Okay. 2 out of 10 will get lucky. Right? 2 out of 10 will get lucky. That leaves what? What does that leave? 4 out of 10? 2 out of 10 really know what they're doing. That's us. Might be a little higher. Let's go. Good morning, everyone. I hope you're doing well. All that we ask that you do is tap the screen, share the live, and repost, and donate if and when you can. Right now, we got the Cheering Crabs and K. Braden. Boom! Let's go, my K. Braden. Let's go. Yeah, I do a lot of told you so's. I don't want to have to say that to everybody. I want you all to win, but most people, they don't listen. No, 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 no. They don't listen, my beauties, and that's half the problem, okay? All right, tomorrow, let's get you ready. Are we ready? We know tomorrow the state of our stock is what? The state of our stock tomorrow is narrow. We got a narrow state, yes. Now, what you have to be careful about tomorrow is if you get a big gap up to the upside, okay, all the way up here, you're not going long. If you get a big gap to the downside tomorrow, guess what? You're not going short. It doesn't change. Nothing changes. The market cycle does not change for anything. Nothing. Zero, zilch. You still got to go up. You still got to go down. You still got to go sideways. You are never going to see this, traders. Rant, 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 rant. All red all day. You are never going to see that in the market. That's what I can promise you. But what most amateur traders do is they think they're going to see this all the time. When they see a little green, it's going to keep doing this all day long. And they're hoping to catch this entire move. That's never going to happen either. Why not? Why can't we just get all this green to the upside? Why can't we have only green candles the entire day? Why is that? Why can't we have always have green candles only some days? Market cycle. Do you ever see on this chart, on the daily, only green? Huh. Oh, let's go way back. 2025, I see green and red. 2023, I see green. Look at that. You're never going to see just one color. Look at that. Oh, yay. Woo. Isn't that so fun? So why do you keep thinking that you're going to the moon? You're never going to the moon, my beautiful traders. Okay? The most you're going to get on a trade 70% of the time is 1-to-1. There are some days you may get 2-to-1. Very lucky. Okay? 80% of the time, your trade will give you a 1-to-1. 20% of the time, it will give you a 2-to-1. But we don't have enough traders that can stay in a trade for more than 30 seconds. 30 seconds. Think about that. Most traders can't stay in a trade longer than a minute. Okay? A minute. You're never going to see a 2-to-1. You may see some lucky 1-to-1s, but that's it. Okay? So the thing that you need to do is you got to learn where your best entries are. Okay? Where is your best entries? Because if you think about this, traders, how many of you get into a trade, and we talk about this a lot, it immediately goes against you. You try it again, and then immediately goes against you. It almost seems like they know when you enter. And then all these people that are saying, just market order entered here. So let's all go against them now. How many of you feel like that sometimes? You think the market is always against you, that it always knows when you're in a trade. Who thinks that? Put me in the chat. Who feels that way? Oh, no, not again. It went against me again. I can promise you this. Nobody knows you're in the trade. Nobody knows when I'm in a trade. Nobody knows when you're in a trade. You just don't know where to enter. You have no clue where to enter. See, the problem is you think chasing this green to the upside is where you enter. That's why it's immediately going against you. You think to the downside, whoop, 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 I'm going to enter over here, okay? And then it immediately goes against you. So you're always getting in when the professional is getting out. You're always getting in for a long when the professional is locking their profits. You're always getting in late on a short when a professional is locking their profits and covering their short. You're always on the opposite end of what's happening. That's because you don't know where to enter. And the reason you don't know where to enter is because you don't know what state your stock is in when you enter. Very important. All right. You have no clue where the state of your stock is. So when you're about to enter a trade and your state looks like this, okay, the 220, and you're trying to go long, you don't stand a chance to win. You may get lucky if you're near the heartbeat of the market in the neutral state, but a lot of you, what you do is this. This is your state right here, okay? That's your state, the space. A lot of you are trying to go long all the way up here. Now you really, really don't stand a chance because this is what we call the novice gap. This is the novice gap right here. You're trying to enter up here, but you have no idea where your state is. And basically, you don't even know how far away you are from the heartbeat of the market. So you got two ammos on you right there. You don't know how far you are from the heartbeat of the market, and you don't know what state your stock is in, and you're trying to go long. You're not going to go anywhere, okay? See your state here? Look, you see our state? Boom, boom. Look how far you are from the heartbeat of the market. You're trying to go long here for a move back up. You're not going anywhere. Whammo! You'll stand a chance when you're near it, okay? But then, even then, are you entering on the proper event near the heartbeat of the market? And these are all things you need to know. So the first thing you need to know, my beauties, is you need to know the state of your stock at all times. Before you look and enter a trade, what are we doing? We look left at the time frame that gives us the state of our stock, which you will learn in the VIP. You're also looking left to see what happened before you were about to make your entry. Okay? So the state of our stock, boom, to the left. What happened before us? Now, you also need to know what position you're in. What position am I in right now before I enter this trade? So let's say you know the state. You look to your left. You have clearance. But what position are you in? Because this can very well happen. You're in the neutral state right here, but you're in this position way down here. So being in this position down here will determine if you are going long to the upside or if you're going short to the downside. Your position and your state are going to dictate the direction that you're going to go in. Your event is going to give you the okay to get into the trade. And you're going to learn all about these in the VIP. But first, we want to congratulate all our new VIPers from yesterday. Holy moly, did we have a lot of you. Congratulations to you for taking your trading serious. I'm very proud of all of you. Let's go. We got the cheering crabs. We got 10 more cheering crabs, and we're just getting started. Can we bang these crabs out in the next minute? 1, 2, 3, let's go. Hello, Bill Boyle. How are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. Do you get to buzz? Rose. Rose, thank you for your comment, but is that how your parents raised you? Oof. Zen Method, Mike, Zen, Andrew the Believer, Sue Felicia. Boom! Are those just regular candles as opposed to what, Will? As opposed to what? So we know we need to know our state, our position, and we need an event in order to take a trade. Okay? So let's go over this, my beauties. We're going to put our state of our stock right here. Bam! That is the state of our stock. We open right here to the downside. Look at that beautiful event to the downside. How many of you are going short? Let's take a poll. How many of you are going to enter on that short to the downside? Look at that beautiful. Hike and Ashi? No, amateurs use that one. How many of you are going short to the downside? Sue says no. We got one no on the board. Andrew says no. That's 2 on the board. Who else says no? Who is not going long or short? Des says no. We have everyone saying no. Why not? Look at that amazing candle to the downside. Not one of you are going short on this to the downside? I can't see the comments on the tubes, unfortunately. Let me try something here. Hold on. Why aren't you going short, my beauties? I love you, my YTs. Keep tapping over there. Bullish state, bearish position. Exactly. The state of your stock is bullish. You are in a bearish position. You will not go anywhere to the downside because we always remember the state trumps everything. The state trumps everything. Okay? So let's do this, my beauties. Are we going long to the moon? Right there. Whammo! Who's going long to the upside right there? I can see comments now. No, I can't. Hold on. Let me do this, my beautiful traders. Over there on my tubes. I got you, my tubers. Don't you worry. How many of you are going long? There we go. Jerry Godwin, Yuli. There we go. Why aren't you going long there? Because of the state of your stock. Okay? The state of your stock. Now, what if, put on a clinic this morning, just a little taste for you. Right here. Whoops. Whoops. How many of you are going short there? How many of you are going to hammer that thing? Who's going to hammer that to the downside? Andrew the Believer says yes. Michelle Mabel, Stevie B, Mr. Dave. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Dave. Zed Method. We got 4 more cheering crabs on the board. Of course you're going to hammer that because that is the state that you want to be in. Who's going long there to the upside in that state? Let's say Netflix or AMD or NQ or any Forex is in that state. Who's going long? Yes, it is. Thank you, Mr. Dave. Because the state of your stock tells you you're going long there. See, a lot of you are looking at the RSI. A lot of you are looking at the MACD. A lot of you are looking at your volume. How's that going for you? We got 3 dinosaurs on the board. Okay? How is this going for you? Having your RSI down here, having your MACD over here, having your volume over here, having your Bollinger Bands. Is it making you win in the market? Has it changed the game for you dramatically, traders? Thank you for all the new follows. I appreciate you. Has it changed the game? No. The more you add to your chart, the worse your winning percentage gets. You start losing more, the more garbage you add to the chart. See, when we use software like Webull, okay, or we use software like Robinhood or Thinkorswim, they sell you on the commercials based on what they have on their chart for you. A professional trader only cares about what those candles look like, and every candle looks the same on every chart. Let's go, Zedmate! Boom! Thank you, my Zen. Okay? You have to learn price action. So what is price action? This is what you need to master. Take all the garbage off your chart. What is price action? The movement of the symbol at that very second. The movement of that symbol at the very second that it's happening. When this is going up and down, this is what you have to perfect. By looking down at your RSI, seeing what it already did, isn't going to help you trade the price action that is currently on your chart. Okay? Price action is king and is the queen. That is the only thing we care about is price action. Now, just because we have price action, right? We got candles moving up, we got candles moving down, we got candles going sideways, we got them coming down and going sideways. All right, Voss, we got price action. But what is the key thing we're missing? What is the key thing that we are missing, traders? Just because we have price action, that's great. We have movement. The market's always going to move when it's open. Woo! The market's not going to stand still. Woo! What are we missing? Stevie B says events. Dr. One Fly, thank you. Yes, it is. Support and resistance. No. What are we missing, my beauties? Dr. One Fly! Boom! Who got that dinosaur? Andrew the Believer! Liquidity, no. Your stock's already moving. If it didn't have liquidity, you want to be moving. Traders, think about this. Your stocks are moving up and down. Up and down, they're going sideways. You have movement on the market. You have charts and candlesticks that are moving. Do we just enter randomly because they're moving? Just because we see a green movement, we're going to the moon. No, you're not. Oh, we got a red candle. We're crashing out. No, you're not. What are we looking for? Sugar C says distribution. No, never use that word again. Bam! And there it is, finally. Patron! Yes, it is. A setup. You need to know what setups to trade, okay? Because we can have all of this right here. If you don't know what setup to trade, you're going to lose. See, that's why so many of you get into a trade and it immediately goes against you because you have no idea why you just entered. If I asked a lot of you and I was sitting or standing behind you as you were trading and you were sitting at your desk and you entered a trade and I said to you, Dr. One Fly, yes, Voss, why did you just enter that trade? You know what the majority of you are going to tell me? We had a lot of green to the upside. No. That's not a reason you enter a trade. Just because you have a lot of green, you know how many people would chase this to the upside? How many of you? And then majority of you will get out on that pullback right there? Well, the majority of you would enter up here, and then you would lose down here. You're chasing. And the reason you're chasing is because you're not educated on how to trade the market. See, traders chase because they don't think they're going to get another opportunity. Amateur traders chase because they think this is the only good move of the day. See, when we're desperate as traders and we're not used to trading and we don't know how to trade, this seems like it's the end-all be-all. That we must get into this to the upside or we're not going to be able to do anything for the rest of the day. And what a novice trader doesn't understand is that the market has a heartbeat and that it has a cycle. Once I teach you in the VIP all about the market cycle, you're never going to chase ever again. I will guarantee you, you will never chase on another trade ever again. When you are a VIP trained trader or you're trained by somebody else, I will guarantee you when you learn the market cycle, you are not going to get into a trade and it's going to immediately go against you. Okay? So what is the market cycle? What is it? Somebody tell me. What is the market cycle? What is it based off of? Thank you for the follows, everybody. Appreciate you and love you all so much. We have one more dinosaur on the board. What is the market cycle? The market cycle, what is it? Let's break it down. The market cycle is movement. The market cycle is risk to reward. What else is the market cycle? The market cycle is movement. It's based off risk to reward, correct? What else is market cycle? Buyers and sellers. Okay? This is your market cycle. You have movement in the market. The market works off of a risk to reward ratio. And you have traders that are buying and selling. I get into a trade, it moves up. I hand the ball over to the sellers. They're going to short it to the downside. Buying, shorting, shorting, buying, buying, shorting. That's what the market cycle is. It's movement up and down, risk to reward, and buyers and sellers. Okay? Now, what does the market cycle run on? Does the market cycle run on a 5-to-1? Does it run on a 6-to-1? Does it run on a 4-to-1? See, an amateur right now, what they're doing is they're thinking about the news. What's going on overseas? Can I catch it tomorrow? It's going to be so volatile. Can I catch that bad news? That's what an amateur thinks. A professional right now is just worried about their state, their position, and they know what the ratio of the market cycle is. You see the difference? That's why the amateur loses all the time, and the professional is green every month. They're not green every day, but they are green every month. 3-to-1, wrong. No, CB, not 3-to-1, my brother. The market cycle runs on a 1-to-1 market cycle, risk to reward ratio. Okay, so that's why when a lot of you get into a trade finally that goes your way, we have the greedy trader, right? It goes their way. They aren't getting out at their 1-to-1. They're still holding on for more. And then by the time they get out, we're back down here again. And then they usually cover right here because of the market cycle 1-to-1. They got a little bit back. They entered up here. They got out here. They're taking a smaller loss. They prayed. Their prayers came true because the market cycle 1-to-1 came back up. But then it just dies on the vine after that. All right? So you don't know what the market cycle ratio runs on. So those of you that get into trades and hold on too long, that's why you're not educated on how the market cycle works. And we are going to train you all on the market cycle in the VIP. It is imperative. The market cycle is the thing, okay? EMAs, we don't use EMAs, Will, man. We don't use EMAs. What is the one thing, my beautiful traders, you struggle with every day as a trader? The one thing. If I said to you right now, tell me the one thing you struggle with every day. Boom, it immediately comes to your head. Put them in the chat. Let's go. Let's go. Hello. KNZ Productions. Hello, my beauties over there. Patience, emotion, entry, discipline. Okay, let's do it. Patience. Why are you impatient? Why are you impatient? Tell me why. Want me to tell you why? Because you're desperate. The number one reason why traders are impatient is because they're desperate. See, they came to the market because they need to make more money. If they don't need to make more money, they want more time. They hate their job. It's one of those negative effects that you have in life. So you come to the market thinking that the market is going to solve those problems for you quickly. When they don't solve those problems for you quickly, you become desperate. You start to make the market try to be quick for you. So you get in at any moment's notice. Okay? That's why you are impatient. Somebody else said disciplined. You aren't disciplined. You want to know why you're not disciplined? Because your entire life, you have never kept the promises you made to yourself. How many times did you say something that you said you were going to do and you didn't do it? You won't have enough fingers to count on. Okay? So if you can't keep the promise you make to yourself, you can't move any forward. For instance, I'm going to start a diet today. I'm going to start working out. I'm going to start eating more healthy at least. I'm going to wake up every day at 5 a.m. So you keep making these promises to yourself and you keep breaking them. So we have zero discipline whatsoever trying to be a trader. That ain't going to work. So you have to take little steps, my beautiful traders, and start keeping small promises you make to yourself. Start today. Start today. What's one small promise you all can make to yourself today and keep it? Tomorrow, do another one. The next day, do another one. Okay? Because until you can do that, when you say, I'm only going to trade a cycle out reversal, that is the only setup I'm going to trade, the chances that you're going to keep that promise to yourself are very slim because you broke all these promises before. Okay? So that's why you're not disciplined. I saw another person say entry. The reason your entries are bad is because you don't know the market cycle. Once we teach you in the VIP the market cycle, you will start entering in the correct position. I trade on Sterling Trader Pro. We don't use Discord. No, that's a cesspool. Amateurs use Discord. Too many scammers on Discord. If you want to get into our VIP, a real education community, I train you, okay? I train you in there. You're going to head over to thevoshtrading.com or click the LINK in my BIO. This is a real trading community. That is where you're going to go, and that's where I'm going to fix your trading for you, with you. We're going to do it together, okay? What else do we struggle with? Put it in the chat, my beautiful traders. What else do we struggle with? We got one more dinosaur on the board. Who's the hero? Who is the hero? Thank you for all the follows. I appreciate that so much, everybody. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What else do you struggle with as a trader? Thank you for the follows, everybody. Thank you. Stevie B. Oh, okay, Kentrell. Greed. Would you say greed or revenge? Revenge. Revenge trader. Oh. So why do you revenge trade? What is the number one reason why someone becomes a revenge trader? You take a trade, you lose, and now you're all bent out of shape. Oh my God, I gotta trade more to get this back. It's a three-letter word, and it's because of your ego. So when we have a big ego, especially us men, all right, we never want to be wrong. And as humans, we always want to be right. So anytime we are wrong, okay, we get bent out of shape. And it's no matter what we do in life. You ever get into a debate with somebody or you get into an argument with somebody, why are you talking louder than the other person? Because you don't want to be wrong. You want to be right. And you think the louder you yell, the more right you're going to be, whether you're right or you're not. So in trading, you feel the more I get mad and trade, yelling at the market, you are going to make back what you just lost because the ego comes in. We gotta be ego. We can't accept defeat. And which brings me into our next segment here. Are you ready for this? You can't accept defeat. The muscles. That's why bodybuilders are the worst traders. And I don't mean that to be, no, bodybuilders, don't get mad at me. It's because your ego is so big. They never make it in the market, a bodybuilder. We had a few of them in the VIP. Right, VIPers, you know, you remember them. So when we have a big ego, the market is going to annihilate us. One thing Miss Market is going to do, we say, Miss Market, I have a big ego. I'm great at this. That's Miss Market. Miss Market, I'm going to solve you. That's Miss Market, okay? In order to be great at trading, you're never going to be great at trading. In order to be good at trading, I will never be great. You will never be great. The best we're going to be great at or good at is trading. That's it. We're just going to be good. What is the first thing we have to do in order to be a good trader? What makes a good trader? Put it in the chat. Cool, mompreneur, Wolf Bits, Dr. One Fly. Hey, we got one more dinosaur. Come on, my beauties. I love you guys. Who's got that last dinosaur? To be a good trader, you have to be a great loser. The majority of the time in the market, you're going to lose or break even, okay? That's what's going to happen. The odds say we will lose more than we will win in the market, okay? The odds say we are going to lose more than we win in the market. So then, Foss, how the hell do we become profitable every month? If we're going to lose more than we win, how do we become more profitable? Good job over there on the YT. I love you guys. You got to take small losses. You got to be great at losing. The only thing we control as a trader is risk. That's it. Let me explain. You get into a trade to the upside, beauties, okay? You're in. You're in a trade. You enter that trade. Your heart rate starts to go up because you know there's a good chance you're going to lose this trade, and there's a good chance you will not be able to keep the promise you made to yourself. So there's a good chance you're going to lose big on this trade. You know that going into this trade. Remember the ego, keeping the promises to ourselves? So before you enter the trade, you are coming into this trade with bad behaviors, right? You can't keep the promise you made to yourself, and you have a big ego. So the chance that this is going to go well is slim, all right? It's very slim. Okay? Very slim. Let me pull these up for you. I got this person over here telling you all about his alert system. He has to come in here to tell you that. It must not be that good. Okay, here we go. So you get into the trade, my beauties. You are in the trade. Do you have any control of this trade going up? Yes or no? How many of you have control of pushing that stock up? Let's go. Come on. Go. Go. How many of you have control over that? No matter how much you yell at the screen, come on, go, go, okay? You have no control over that. But let's say this started going against you right after you got in. Do you have control of getting out right there? How many of you have control of getting out? How many of you have fingers or click the mouse? How many of you can get out? Yes, you control your risk. How many of you don't get out? How many of you don't get out? Put me in the chat. How many of you don't get out? You want to know why? There it is again. The ego and the promises. You never keep the promises you make to yourself, and the big ego got in the way again. So you need to be right. You need to be right, so much so when this comes down here, you're still holding on to the trade because you need to be right. And then when you realize in your mind, whoops, I'm not going to be right on this one, and you see the market cycle pull back up, which it's supposed to do, you get out right there. If that's you, say me. You're taking the loss. You're taking a loss. But now you poopy the pants a little bit, right? The ego got crushed. Miss Market knocked that ego down. And then we have a little poopy in the pants. So you're going to cut your losers here, all right? All right, it went up a little bit. I was a little wrong. I only lost a little bit now. How many of that is you? See how we're based off ego? Discipline, patience, the promises we make to yourself. Your trading is a reflection of you. Your trading is a reflection of you. Everyone thinks I'm psychic. I'm not psychic. And what do I mean by that? When you're in my VIP and we have a discussion in the chat, okay, I'm going to say to you, what's the biggest thing you struggle with? Boss, I have huge losses. You got a big ego and you can't keep the promises you make to yourself. No, you can't say, you don't know me. Sure I do. When's the last time you made a promise to yourself and kept it? And then about a month later, you love me because you realize I'm right. And I'm not saying that to hurt you. I don't want to hurt you. I want to help you. I'm saying that because you need to change in order for your trading to change. Okay? As my grandfather always used to tell me, very wise man, Battle of the Bulge, front lines, World War II. Purple Heart, Bronze Star, everything. He said to me, show me the inside of your car, and I will show you the type of person that you are. I want you to think about that, okay? So ego and promises. Ego and promises, my traders. We got to fix this. Okay? The only thing we control, everybody put it in the chat in bold letters, risk management. That is the only thing we control. If I can make you a great loser, you're going to be profitable at the end of the month. Okay? But we got to break that ego down because you got to be good at losing. You got to be good at saying you were wrong. You got to be great at it. great at it. You know how hard that is? You know how hard it is to convince yourself and train yourself to be great at when you're wrong? Think about that. It's easy when it's going right? When everything's going right. How life is easy, baby. Yeah, we're positive, high-fiving people. But as soon as we get that negative thing in life, whoa, Jesus, all hell breaks loose. Oh my God. All right? Why do I have great risk management? Because I was so bad at this, I couldn't get any worse. But I kept going. My losers were like this. My winners were like that. I couldn't get any worse. My mentor said to me, you suck at this. I've trained a lot of people. You may be the worst. Your risk management is putrid. Putrid. Why? Ego. I always wanted to be right. I gotta be right on this trade. This is the one. And then I used to take trades, right? I became that scalper. That's why most scalpers have big egos. When I did a video and posted it on social media about scalping, did you see all the negative comments? Those are all your ego people that are coming in. What? You're saying I got a big ego, boss? What? That? And then they start attacking you. Did you guys catch that on my video? Go look at my YouTube ego video, scalping video. Okay? So I used to get happy. I became a scalper. I got a little win like that. Yes, fed my ego. Yes, another little winner. Look, one time I had 14 in a row. I'll never forget it. I had 14 of these things in a row. Yeah! I remember telling everybody, I figured this out. I figured trading out. Yes! I was so happy. It was the happiest 4 days of my life. I'll never forget it. Folks, we got to hammer those donuts. And then a Friday or a Monday came around, and whammo! That was my loss on one of my trades. Because when I got in, it immediately went against me. And I held on to it because I said I had 14 green days in a row. I know what I'm doing. This is going to turn around. Did it? Did it, my beauties? It didn't. This was wiped out in one day. And we were back to square one again. See, there's one thing about losing in the market, traders. And there's one thing about winning. When we win a trade, this is your winner right here, okay? This entire thing is your winner. But what most amateur traders do is not only do they lose what they just won, they also lose more on top of that. Because they figure they're playing with house money. Well, I won here, so I can afford to lose what I won. But they wind up losing more than that. Because they're gamblers. They're thinking like a gambler instead of thinking like a trader. Okay? So you have two choices here. You can either be a trader or you can be a gambler. Which one are you? Be honest with yourself right now. Post it in the chat. Which one are you? Are you a trader or are you a gambler? Just one word. Don't say, I used to be. Don't vomit on me here. Just answer the question. Are you a trader or are you a gambler? Got a lot of gamblers in here. Hello, Glory. Thank you. Stevie B. This is one of the reasons why I started this. This is going to turn you into a trader. I am going to knock that gambler out of you. Okay? The VoshTrading.com link is in the bio. That's where you go, the VIP. And we're going to work on this problem. Gambling is a very serious problem, everybody. Very, very serious. Okay? Usually, how this works is once you learn risk management, there are a lot of traders out there who I can train or have trained, and I've taught them risk management. They became very good at it. But then what they do is they slowly go back to their old habits again. Well, now that I know good risk, I'm going to take bigger risk because the bigger risk I know I'm going to get out if I lose. What? I had someone tell me that once. Well, yeah, boss, I'm great at risk management now, so I'm going to increase my risk. What? Does that make sense to any of you? I sat there and I'm never speechless. I sat there going, am I crazy? Am I misunderstanding him? He's going to increase his risk because he's great at risk management. And I really thought it was something good. Like, I'm like, wait a minute. And then finally the bell went off in my head. What the hell are you talking about? You ain't increasing your risk. Right? I'm not. What? No. No. See, a gambler, let me tell you about gamblers. Let me tell you, I had some gamblers in my family. So let me put these roses up for you beautiful traders. All right, we got roses on the board, my beauties. A gambler thinks like this. You're going to hear them say a lot. I'm putting this in red because it's bad. House money. How many times have you heard or used the word, I'm playing with house money? If you hear that in trading, you have to run like hell away from them. Okay? I'm playing with house money. It will eventually, if you hear anyone use the word eventually as a trader, forget it. It's never going to work. It'll eventually start working for me. It'll eventually go back up when you lose a trade. I'm going to hold on. It's going to eventually go back up. Okay? House money, and it's eventually going to do something. The more, if you hear someone say the more, well, Voss, the more times I trade, the better the chance I have of being profitable. The more times I do this, the more times I do that. That's a gambler. Okay? What is a trader going to do? A real trader is going to say, what is my state? What is my position? And where am I in the market cycle? What's missing from this? What's missing from that? What's the first thing I say to you, VIP, when you say you're about to enter a trade? What state, position, and cycle is it in? Oh, yeah. Oh, no, I'm in the wrong position. What's missing from here? Risk management. You got it, Sue. Risk management. You know why it's missing here? When I go through a trade? Because I'm already great at it. I don't need to be reminded anymore about risk management. It's the only thing we can be great at. You should not have to be reminded about risk management. Because until you become great at this don't matter. None of this matters until you become great at risk management. It shouldn't even be in your vocabulary anymore. It is like when you are driving your car and a car cuts you off, you are stepping on the brake immediately. It automatically happens. You're not stepping on the gas. That's how trading has to work for you. You have to be so good at losing, the trade doesn't go your way, boom, you're out. Or you don't feel the trade working correctly, boom, you're out. You don't say, because I'm in, I'm going to hold it and see what happens. Remember, there's that word again, gamblers. Okay? You are a robot. A great trader is a robot. What is my state? What is my position? What is my cycle? I am great at risk management. You are a robot. That's all. Okay? Now, here's a fact for you. This gets a little scary. I'm going to be honest. What does that number mean in that box? Does anyone know what that number means in that box? Take a shot at this. Good morning, Alex. How are you? Sugar C, you a robot. I love it. It's 100, right? 100 what? Can you come over before the bell? You can't afford me. Look, this is where we all start. We all start in this box, right? All of us. We all start at the beginning of trading. We weren't born with this chip in our brain. Oh, I'm going to be a trader today. I'm going to be freaking amazing at it. No. Okay? So during our trading journey, we start to branch out. right? We start to branch out. I had them in my VIP, all right? I have many people disappear. They're still in it, but they disappear. So here we go. We have this group over here. We're going to branch out into this group, and we are going to branch out to this group. Okay? Which one do you want to be in? Do you want to be in the 70, the 20, or the 10? Because we're all going to start branching out now. After about a week, we start to branch out. After a month, we really start to branch out. After 2 months, 6 months, forget it. Which one do you want to be in? Well, let me tell you. The 70% of people are going to quit. You're not even going to stand a chance. You are going to quit. You're done. This is just not for you. You can't handle your ego being destroyed. You can't handle seeing yourself not patient and undisciplined. You're gone. 70%, see you later, alligator. Okay? The 20% of you are going to go into, I am never going to quit, Voss. I promise you. I'm here for the long haul. Those are 20% of you. In my mind, I say, okay. I say to my wife, I got a 20er. I got a 20er. She knows what that means. I roll the eyes. She rolls the eyes. 20% of you are going to say, I'm not going anywhere. I never quit anything in my life, Voss. I'm in this on a long haul. Out of the 20 of you, 10% are going to make it. You are going to be a trader. You are going to be a trader. Holy moly! Let's go. W's in the chat for all the 10 percenters. W's in the chat for all the 10 percenters. But we got a problem. Ooh. Only 5 of you will be consistent. So 70% of you are going to quit. 20 out of that 100%, 20 of you are never quitters. 10% of you will eventually quit. Then we're down to the 10%. You are a trader, but you're never going to be a consistent one. Okay? 5 of you will be consistent. 95% of you will never be consistent in the market. Holy mo! That is a big number. That is a big number. But the reason that is because you won't listen, you won't do the education correctly, and you won't trade every day to become better. You can do it. Everybody in here can do this. I'm telling you, everyone can be a 5. Everybody can be a 5. Not financial investment or tax advice. I am telling you right now, you can be a 5. You can take the dumbest person in the room. I'm going to raise my hand. That's me. You could become a 5. It's all about not quitting. It boils down to not quitting. That's basically what you have to do. You have to be able to take the hits that Miss Market is going to give you. There are times, traders, listen to me. You are going to feel on cloud 9. You are going to be like, yes, today was a great trading day. But you are going to have a lot more of these days. Oh, another loss. I thought I had this, Voss. Oh, no. Oh, I couldn't handle the pressure of doing this every day. I had to go do something else for a little while. Oh, Voss, my kids, they ate my keyboard. I can't trade until the new keyboard comes in. Oh, Voss, my wife won't make me dinner unless I quit trading. Oh, Voss, my dog is hungry. I got to feed it today. I've heard every excuse there possibly is from everybody. And the reason you're telling me those excuses is because you're trying to legitimate them, okay? You're trying to make them legitimate excuses. No excuse is ever legitimate. You quit. Who eats a keyboard? I've heard them all, Deep Blue. You quit. Okay? I know you quit. You know you quit. You quit on yourself. Again. Remember we talked about this earlier? You went back to what was comfortable. That's what you did. You went back to your comfort zone. You are going to have a lot of these days where you feel the blues. You feel the blues. Hell, I had 30 staples in my head and I showed up every single day. My eyes were puffed out, remember? I showed up every single day. Every single day. Because I'm not going to let that stop me. I'm not going to make that excuse. You know how many VIP traders reached out and said, why don't you take a little break, Voss? Why you deserve a little break? No one deserves anything. Okay? I appreciate that, everybody. Thank you for thinking of me and caring about me. But during the pain, you got to work harder. During the pain, you got to step it up another notch. Because most people, when they feel pain coming their way, or, oh my God, it's so hard, they run away. Whoop, whoop. Did you ever see the Flintstones? When they put the smoke behind their feet, brrr, boom, they're gone like a rocket ship. And then they go to their comfort zone until they're comfortable again. Okay, I'm ready to go back to trading again. Okay, you're going to quit again. You are still going to quit again. Okay? Because you didn't fight through the pain. That's how you get on the other side. Remember one of our videos that we have VIP? Remember this? This is your tunnel. Okay? This is your tunnel. Before you enter that tunnel as a trader, you got some bright sunshine. Look, it is bright out there before you enter the tunnel. You feel good. This is the entry of the tunnel. That's where you're entering. You start walking in as a trader. You are a trader now, so you think, and it's bright. You feel good. But as you start going through your trading journey, it starts to get dark in that tunnel. Right? You don't see the light here anymore. This is gone. The light's out. It is dark. You are in this now. You are in the thick of being a trader. This market is knocking you down every day. Knocking you down every day. Boom again. Boom again. You're in the dark tunnel. This is where you step up to the plate and you do whatever you got to do to get through the tunnel, because if you do that, you will see the light at the end of that tunnel again. And then you will be a trader. But you got to get through the darkness here. This is where most people quit. This is where the 70% live. When it gets dark, they quit. This is where the 5% are, right here, the 5 of you. You were able to hammer through that dark tunnel. Hammer it! Hammer it! In the VIP, we are there to help you get through that dark tunnel. For the love of God, we can't make you and trade for you. Okay? But we can help lift you back up a little bit. We'll be that little crutch for you to get back up. In the end, as a trader, everybody, it's a lonely game. You are in this by yourself always. You execute those trades every single time. When you enter, it's on you. When you exit, it's on you. I can't guarantee you're going to be able to execute what we teach you. That's on you. Okay? But I will give you the blueprint on how to trade properly. You got to decide if you're going to execute it properly. All right? Can you get through the dark tunnel? You're all going to go through it. There is no trader who entered here and came out over here without going through the dark tunnel. Doesn't exist, will never happen. Can you get through the darkness of the tunnel? How many of you can get through the darkness of the tunnel? Put me, yes or no? How many of you have what's in you deep down inside to get through the darkness of that tunnel? Say yes or no. Don't say trying. See, when we use the word still trying, you're not going to make it. I will tell you right now, stop doing what you're doing. Still trying ain't going to work. Are you getting through that tunnel, yes or no? How many taps are we at here? We are at 113. Let's do a quick tap blitz on a count of 3. I see a lot of yeses in there. I see a lot of yeses in there. Tap blitz. Go! Can we overcome 113? Let's go, everybody. Tap, 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 tap. It is within you, everybody. You all can do this. I'm telling you that right now. But it all comes down to your work ethic, your discipline, your patience. Can you keep fighting forward? That's the goal, man. That's the goal. And one thing I will promise you, okay, is this. If you stick this out long enough, we are going to train you to trade between 9:30 and 11. This is where you are primarily going to wind up as a trader. This is where all traders trade, okay? In this box. I'm going to teach you how to be great inside this box, all right? Can you also be great outside this? Of course you can. But who wants to keep trading with lower volume all day long? There's no, I mean, who would want to do that? Stick to your job. This is the box right here. We are going to make you great here. In the beginning, these candles are going to move really quick. Okay? Oh my God, those candles moving really fast. Remember when you first drove on a highway for the first time when you got your license? Remember how fast those cars were? Now you're driving like this. Oots, 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 oots. Texting. I hope you don't do this. Oh, I'm getting on the highway, Bill. Oh, I'll be there in about an hour, Bill. Oh, you got to see my new shoes today, Bill. Oh, as I'm merging onto the highway. Woo! Woo! You get my point? So this will all start to slow down. These candles eventually at the open will start to move like this. Oh my God, these move slow now. Oh my God. Remember how fast these candles used to move at 9:30? Oh my God. It's going to start slowing down for you folks. Okay? You're going to start knowing high probability setups we're going to teach you. So when you get into a trade, the worst case scenario is you break even. Okay? You are going to know the market cycle. You are going to become great at risk management. Great at risk management. And you are going to start changing your trading around. I've been through it. 21 years. I know what you're going through. I just never quit. Did I think about it? Of course. Did I do it? I didn't. Because it couldn't get any worse. I never told my family either. I would always hide and learn trading. I used to print out I used to have booklets of different charts I would print out and flip through and mark up. Choice is yours. Okay? You know where to find us. Link is in the bio to get into the VIP. We have a great group in there. You're going to meet a lot of great people in there too. A lot of good souls in there. TheVoshTrading.com. Let me do this. I'm trying to pull up my song. There it is. It is time for roll call. Tara Tico, Wolf Bits, Adorable Dead, Zen Method, Bill Boyle, Burn Dog, Joker, Molly, Sue Felicia, Sahira, Rasman World, Burn Dog, Riv, Zen Method, Adorable Dad, Stevie B, Glory Trades, John McGarvey, Norman B, Stevie B, Sugar C, Bill Boyle, Mr. Dave, Mompreneur, Cole Sat Sank. Thank you. I love that name. Dr. One Fly, Andrew the Believer. Yes. Marcus, Michelle Mabel, Mike S. Marwin, Mr. SLG, Jade, Zed Method again, and Bill Boyle. Boom! Thank you. It was an honor to be able to be in front of you today and teach you a little bit about trading. Today, we taught you the what about trading. In that VIP, we teach you the why. We are going to help you become a better trader if you stick with it. There is no doubt about it. It's not financial investment or tax advice. It is pure education for you. Make the world a better place today, everybody. Give somebody a hug. Enjoy the day. VIPers, go study. We'll see you tomorrow morning for the open. Love you all, everybody.